Today's video, we're going to talk about an essential piece of recovery gear that you may not have with you, but it is really nice and super easy. All right, so as you saw, what is in the box? You get a nice bag, you get the traction boards. This is a tool for putting in all of these here, which gives you extra traction on the board. You get black and red. Now there's other colors available, of course, but I kind of have a black and red thing going, so this made sense. And then, of course, some straps for hanging on to them, carrying them, staking them down, whatever the case may be. Why are these so nice compared to the other ones? This is huge. So what happens is a lot of times when you wedge this under your tire, the plastic, the other brands that have plastic, it will wear away, but these metal ones, they'll stay here. And you can always replace these if they get wore down for whatever reason. Another nice thing is all of these little traction nubs. You get 2 sets, which is really nice, but these screw in and they're also replaceable. So that's what goes on these if you use them quite a bit, is as tires spin on these, you know, if they happen to do that, they'll just chew these away. So this is what sets these apart from everybody else. So the next thing we're going to do is let's put these things together. Of course, I'm going to put the red ones in, and then we're going to go try them out and see if these are worth all the hype. All right, well, those are all in. That was fun, but you know, that's great. And there's some extra ones. So now I'm going to use this tool and tighten them up. All right, now that we have those assembled, it's good to keep that tool and all those extra pieces in your rig just in case one of these busts or rubs off or something. So the underside, which is really, really nice, you can see they have a lot of teeth down here. These don't remove, but these will stick into the ground to make sure it doesn't move once you slide it under. Like many of them out there, these have handles, which is really nice for grabbing them. You can also use this as a shovel and dig yourself out of like snow or sand. So there's a lot of great benefits to all that. I'm excited to see how well these work. I do like that they're flexible. You can see that they flex. That's good. You do want that because the more rigid ones, they'll crack. So these ones should basically flatten out and just go with the contour of the ground. So if you're bridging over something, you should be able to use that. These are great for side-by-sides because side-by-sides are typically, you know, under 3,000 pounds, quite a bit under that. But these are also rated for vehicles, full-size vehicles. So I'm probably going to do a test with my Tundra in addition to the General. But these primarily would be something that I would take on my side-by-side on our overlanding trips or any exploration trips that we take. Finding a place to mount them, that'll be interesting, but I will find a place because these are fantastic. Let's go. Situation, you get stuck. What we're going to try is using these traction boards to get us out. Now this is one of those situations where we don't necessarily have a tree close by, sort of in the middle of the field. That's where these little buggers are pretty handy. So we're going to shove it in here and give it a rip. Hopefully these teeth underneath here will bite in really good. Easy peasy, and that's just one of them. Using both will help quite a bit, but as you saw, you definitely have to get it under the tire. It's a little different when you're working with ice because it does want to slide a bit. Works much better in sand, and if it's a deeper hole, this thing will flex like 100 and some degrees. So real handy. I'd say it helped out. All right, we're back for a second test. This one's going to be a little bit more of a stress test. This is not what you normally do with the traction board, but we're going to see what this thing can take. So this is probably about a 8 to 9 inch drop in the middle. We're just going to see it will hold the weight of the General. We're going to go over it, use it as kind of a bridge here. So let's see how it holds up. Well, from the looks of it, I bet from your angle, it flexed pretty good, but we've got, I didn't hear any cracks. I don't see any white marks in here from stress flexing. Now keep in mind, it's only what, 1,800 pounds? So that's very impressive. Both of them are in really good shape. Yeah. So although you don't typically want to use these as a bridge over something, but you can, clearly. So these held up to the test.
Hey, another thing I want to add to this, and I'm not sure that we've covered yet, but this actually has a jack stand pad inside here, which would be great because we're usually on sand. Northern Michigan's a lot of sand, or any mud or any unstable soil. Currently, I got the clutch out of this thing, so I can't run it out and run it around in the mud to show you this. But I'm going to simulate exactly what my jack stand will do if I had this sitting on the ground and need it for stability. My biggest fear in building this thing was I was afraid that this was going to slide out, rotate out, and kick out from underneath me. This thing is locked in. It's going to go nowhere. Spectacular design. No damage. Great strong pad. And all of that was biting in that whole time. I can lift up the entire rig. Didn't do anything to it. Great design.